Japan and the Philippines are set to forge an even stronger military alliance. Both countries have agreed to hold talks on a reciprocal troops pact, marking a significant step forward in their defense cooperation. This pact will allow Japanese and Filipino forces to conduct joint military exercises and operations within each other's territories. The decision comes as both nations seek to enhance their security and safeguard shared interests amidst regional challenges. The Reciprocal Troops Pact aims to deepen the defense partnership between Japan and the Philippines, fostering increased interoperability and collaboration between their armed forces. The talks will address important aspects such as logistical support, joint training exercises, and the exchange of expertise between the two militaries. This agreement will enable greater coordination and cooperation in responding to various security concerns, such as maritime security, counterterrorism efforts, and disaster response. The strengthening of this military alliance reflects the mutual trust and commitment between Japan and the Philippines to promote peace, stability, and a rules-based order in the region. With this pact, both countries are poised to bolster their defense capabilities and enhance the deterrence against potential threats in the Asia-Pacific. Thank you for watching this update on the Japan and Philippines Reciprocal Troops Pact. Stay tuned for more news and subscribe to our channel for continued coverage of their evolving defense partnership.
In this engaging video, we bring you the latest news on the strengthening military alliance between Japan and the Philippines. Discover the details of the Reciprocal Troops Pact talks recently announced by both countries. This strategic partnership aims to foster mutual cooperation, enhance regional security, and promote peace in the Asia-Pacific region. As geopolitical dynamics evolve, the collaboration between Japan and the Philippines gains utmost importance. Learn about the significance of this alliance and how it impacts both nations, as they work towards achieving shared goals and safeguarding their respective interests. By delving into the historical context and geopolitical aspects surrounding this military pact, we shed light on the implications for regional stability. Witness the commitment of both countries to deterring common threats, promoting maritime security, and ensuring the safety of their citizens. Stay informed on the latest developments, negotiations, and prospects for future cooperation between Japan and the Philippines through this comprehensive video. Join us in exploring the multifaceted dimensions of this Reciprocal Troops Pact, which aims to build a stronger and more secure future for both nations. Don't miss out on this insightful analysis and gain a deeper understanding of the significance of Japan and the Philippines' evolving military alliance. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news and developments in the Asia-Pacific region. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Friday agreed to start negotiations on a reciprocal troop access deal, in a bid to strengthen military cooperation between two of the United States' closest Asian allies. Kishida, on an official visit to the Philippines, said he and Marcos had agreed to work together closely with the United States, and, in a veiled reference to China, shared concern about unacceptable attempts to unilaterally change the status quo by force in the East and South China Seas. A further decision was made to start negotiations on a reciprocal access agreement, and we agreed to further strengthen trilateral cooperation, Kishida told a joint news conference. Both the Philippines and Japan have taken a strong line against what they see as aggressive behavior by Chinese vessels amid decades-old disputes over maritime sovereignty. The Troop Pact would follow a similar deal the Philippines has with the United States, called the Visiting Forces Agreement, which provides a legal framework under which the U.S. maintains a constant but rotating military presence in the Philippines, largely for training exercises. We are cognizant of the benefits of having this arrangement both to our defense and military personnel and to maintaining peace and stability in our region, Marcos said of a pact with Japan. Marcos also said, Japan gave a 600 million yen, $4 million, grant to the Philippines to help boost its defense ministry's efforts in securing coastal radars for maritime security. Ahead of the visit, the Japanese Defense Ministry announced the delivery of the first air surveillance radar system to the Philippines military as part of a 2020 contract. The two leaders held talks on bolstering overall relations, primarily defense ties. They agreed to start negotiations for a defense pact called the Reciprocal Access Agreement, RAA, aiming to facilitate the presence of visiting forces and conduct joint military training activities, if formally signed, it would be Japan's first RAA with a member of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations and Japan's third overall. Similar agreements with Australia and the United Kingdom took effect earlier this year. Japan has long undertaken defense cooperation with the United States under the Status of Forces Agreement signed in 1960. The RAA would enable the Japan Self-Defense Forces, JSDF, and the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, to train and operate in each other's territories. Enjoying this article? Click here to subscribe for full access. Joint activities such as exercises, air-to-air refueling, and patrols would be facilitated through the Pact. Procedures for obtaining visas to enter the other country and bringing in weapons and ammunition will be simplified when they conduct joint exercises. In February, the two leaders already signed the Terms of Reference, concerning humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, HADR, activities of the JSDF in the Philippines. That pact also aims to simplify the procedures for JSDF troops visiting the Philippines, as one of the efforts to enhance and facilitate cooperation on HADR. Now cooperation between the two countries is about to extend to the military field. Kishida also agreed to provide the Philippines with Japan's coastal surveillance radar system and other equipment under the new Official Security Assistance (OSA) framework, which Tokyo launched in April to provide defense equipment and other supplies to like-minded countries to enhance security cooperation. The Japanese Foreign Ministry has already chosen the Philippines, Malaysia, Bangladesh, and Fiji as OSA recipients for fiscal year 2023. The latest agreements between Kishida and Marcos came as Japan plans to hold a special summit in Tokyo in December to mark 50 years of friendly and cooperative relations between Japan and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. This year marks a half-century since official ties were established between Japan and ASEAN in 1973. Kishida is visiting the Philippines and Malaysia for 3 days starting from November 3 to ask for help in staging the successful special summit. The agreement also came amid escalating tension between Beijing and Manila over disputed maritime features in the South China Sea. Tension also ran high after a Chinese fighter jet came within 10 feet. About 3 meters, of a U.S. Air Force B-52 bomber flying over the South China Sea on October 24. Malaysia, where Kishida will visit after the Philippines, also has territorial disputes with China in the South China Sea, while U.S. President Joe Biden skipped the latest ASEAN summit and coinciding East Asia summit held in Jakarta, Indonesia. Kishida is intentionally striving to visit ASEAN countries at calculated times, not only to deepen bilateral relations but also to explain the importance of the Free and Open Indo-Pacific (FOIP) initiative and the international order based on the rule of law. Kishida visited Cambodia, which was the ASEAN chair in 2022, within 1 month of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He also traveled to Indonesia, which was the G20 chair, and Thailand, which was the APEC chair last year. He also went to Vietnam in May 2022 to exchange views. With Japan as the only Asian member of the G7, Kishida's trips played an important role in sharing the G7's perspective on the Russia-Ukraine war.